Hey everyone, Kane here and welcome to another video of Art of Conquest. In this one, we are going to talk about Power Prizefight event. So, as we can see, I have started with 11.2 million power and now I have gained over 20 million with just the basic stuff of rebuilding my account. So there are a few nuances, a few tips to touch on to help people get a few million power than essentially they had done before. So let's start from the beginning. So we have true power. Basically, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to dismiss all of your troops and you're gonna have to rebuild them. So these values I can actually raise quite a bit more if I just swap to my army capacity set. So I thought about redoing it a little bit. So the army capacity, I'd probably have over 1,100 gold army, or I could craft it, as well as a ton of others. So that I will not show. That will take probably a couple of hours to train eventually. I'm not gonna be doing the training, of course, because frig that. However, likely I will be top 3 in the realm with majority of my army trained. So we have hero power. Basically, what you have to do in hero power, you have to have a specific set made to unequip everything on your heroes. So as we go from the heroes, none of them have any armors or anything. Pretty much easy swap. No issues there, don't need to go unequipping, because just putting all the items back on your heroes, that shit's gonna take more than half a day to figure out what you actually had on them before. So, Garrison power. So, the Garrison is probably one of the newer tips. I'm not sure if a lot of people knew about it, but the thing is, depending how you play, against who you play, where you play, you can actually get say a lot of power from this. So I have 100 army out of 420 blazing. The thing I can do is I can recruit these summoners. I will not use these ones ever in terms of like trying to revive something. I will just train tier 19s, but this is an example. You can use these in terms of attacking a guard tower level 50 or so, attacking other people that are humanoid or have something revivable. You revive that army, usually like, I don't know, like 100 army at a time, which kind of makes up like what, 3 squads in here, maybe more if you're looking at these Lich Warlocks, and you keep putting them. So it's gonna take a couple of hours to do this. I will probably do because I still require the Nari for a future event, which is going to give a ton of resources. So that I will actually do myself. So we do have right now 100 army, tier 20, and warlocks. All of the army is maxed, and they're giving me 1.6 million current power. So we can raise it 320 more army. So this is going to be about what, 6.4, 6.5, maybe close to 7 million current power from what you actually see right now. I believe, yeah, that's an additional 4.8. So yeah, about 7 million current power, and that is a pretty huge increase, because in some cases even like 1 million current power makes the difference between rank 1 and rank 2. So I'm likely gonna do that. In terms of true power, you can likely have like 14 or 15 million, but that really depends. Like, if you have a ton of those resources stacked up for that to happen. I don't. I only have some. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna get very huge value from that, but Garrison will be the savior for me. Dragon. So prior to the event starts, you have a level 1 baby dragon. You equip it. It does not have draconic or anything. And of course, you just equip your main dragon whenever the event starts. And that's pretty much it. Really nothing else to the dragon whatsoever. Hero Mastery, another thing which you should do it in a specific way. So before I reset this, right, before I reset anything, I just take a picture of the overview that I have. All of the pictures, and whenever I redo it fully, I just look at the pictures, which hero I had selected. It takes almost barely any time trying to figure out where you had placed your stuff before, and pretty much becomes very, very easy. So we have Relic power, but unfortunately we're not really able to swap anything in here. The only other thing that you might be able to reduce is the Relic Daily power. So let me check if I have the correct one. Yeah, I do believe I have the correct one. So there are stelays where, excuse me, you have less power. So for example, this one. If you don't level your Relic Stele on one set, it will be at 0. So if you just swap it, you pretty much reduce like 500,000 current power. And that is still some numbers for the Power Prizefight event, which would be useful to you. Even 200,000 is already a lot, so bear that in mind. Aside from that, we have hero potential. This, it's pretty hard to say if you really wanna, keep resetting this sort of thing, because you can only reset one hero for free. However, if you are trying different stuff out, it's going to cost you Linari, but you're doing this event to win Linari. So resetting potential, I doubt it's really a good thing or would benefit you that much. Armory, there is a thing with Armory as well. However, it is extremely risky. What you can do is you can, of course, unequip all of these pieces. So for example, you're gonna lose some power, not that much, but still some power. And of course, you can remove the stones. So if we go on to here and we remove, say, this one in particular, I lost about 8 or 9,000 power. However, why is it risky? The thing is, if you have level 4 stones, and I have most of them level 4, it's just that I put level 5s on this one, right? So if you have level 4 stones, when you click this, right, sometimes you might enter a mood where you're just clicking like a machine and you can misclick, infuse, and click infuse or whatever. And you can actually mess it up and combine 3 level 4 stones and then be like, frick, I don't have any substitutes, and then put level 0s. So this is extremely risky, and if you do it, only do it very, very slow and do it very carefully, because this doesn't really affect that much. I think unequipping all of them gave me like 500 or 700,000 power, I think. I'm not sure, but it was a decent amount. It wasn't anything extraordinary, but the chances of messing it up actually are pretty huge for any player. So if you do it very, very carefully. So aside from that, what else do we have? Silvering literature. So we cannot really reset this, I don't think. So the only thing you ever may want to do to increase your power is save it or save resources for this event, but I doubt it's actually one of the best ways to go about it. Building power, we cannot do that. Research, we cannot do that. Temple power. So of course, in terms of temple, you just reset this and you rebuild usually what you had before. There's nothing really too much into that. pretty much just a basic sort of an event. Then we have, of course, the enlightenment or chakra as well. Pretty much basic. You reset this and you upgrade only those that you're actually using. So frontline, archers for events. Then of course we have buffers and another unit that I might use for PvP pretty soon. So that is how you should focus them. Aside from that, and I don't mean, of course, just use the ones I have said right here. I just said in terms of chakra of what I require myself. Others are using, of course, different units, so different requirements. Then we have troop equipment power. So another thing, what you're gonna be doing in here is you're just gonna be unequipping everything on every single hero, then putting everything back. The only other thing that can increase you in terms of the power is the specific, I suppose, race of the gear. So currently I have 1,111,000, say, current power. Let's swap it to Lich, right? So we got it in the first try, and we got like 10,000. So 10,000 per each piece can make up to a decent amount if you did not have it. I just had the basic most gears possible. I didn't, go too much into it. I didn't even do divine stuff, because this stuff can actually bring up your cores. And if it does bring up your core, a lot of people can go, yeah, that guy's like 22, 25 million core, and I beat him pretty easily. And then you have a guy with like friggin' maxed out, gears and all that shit. I just don't want to raise it too much in terms of features that don't really grant me almost anything. So gotta be careful in those features as well. Then, of course, the pet. The same thing, you unequip it or equip the smallest current power one. When the event starts, you equip it, free 4,000, or rather 4 million points right there. Stele, I've already covered. Covenant, exactly same thing as before. You unequip all of these pieces and equip them back. Now, there is another thing which I don't yet have. There is a thing which I can just quickly show because I have a ton of boxes. So when we open these boxes, we can actually select what we want to put on the army, and we can actually increase army capacity with these gears. Of course, this is going to add a little bit of, say, core power from you just equipping them. I'm not sure how much. It's not going to be that much, but oh my god, there is not a single one of the capacity ones. What? I have to go into the feature itself. Alright, so yeah, it's gonna take a while. I usually had more capacity than the friggin' resources. What the hell? So yeah, increases the bronze troop supply cap. This also increases the silver, the golden, and stuff like that. So the more army you're able to recruit. So if we would say one army can actually put on like what, 30-ish, or like 20, from 20 to 30. We have 5 types of troops. We have 4 equipment, so that's about what, 80 to 120. 5 times, about 500 to 600-ish capacity free. So if we go on to the army and check even the basic most possible army in terms of the skeletons, one moment, gives 300. So if we have like 600 capacity, this is about what, 200,000 power. But of course, we are recruiting other stuff. We're swapping back into this. So essentially, that capacity could just add literally like 1 million power across bronze, silver, and the golden. So it's a pretty big thing to cover up those features in terms of capacity. Aside from that, Cosmic Badge, the thing is, you don't really require to reset anything in here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna just remove everything, and that's it. You don't really need to reset anything. It's gonna drop to 0. The other thing is you can also equip stuff on this. and also raise like 200,000 power on each. However, this will actually boost your core power by a few hundred, I think. I'm not sure. Should be from 50 to probably 200,000. So you should be careful if you're gonna do this, because like if you're really worried about raising that core power, because this feature actually raises it quite decently. So aside from that, the only other thing that's left for me to do is to fill in my garrison with the revived army from, say, attacking guard towers or people or stuff like that. And after that, I will have to, I suppose, get my troops done here as well. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make a video, but I'm probably just gonna, make a post in my channel section of how much army I have in terms of the army. Probably tomorrow, maybe tomorrow evening or stuff like that. So if you want to look forward to that, I did let you know about it. Probably not gonna be full because I don't have enough resources, but will be just an example. Anyways, I suppose that's pretty much it. A couple of tips that I shared with you. Of course, the most basic ones are that you should be a governor in a big city. That is, of course, a bonus in terms of army capacity. If you're a king in a color, in terms of like this, that's even more bonus capacity. If you are emperor or you ask for this specific title, that's even more capacity. So it really depends if you can manage these things and even increase it further. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You let me know in the comments down below if you learned something new. If you did, do hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. As well as if you would wish to support me more than just watching my videos, I have made a Patreon page where you would be able to do just that. In return, I would be able to help you out more individually in terms of events, PvP formations, and stuff like that. As well as I would like to thank all my patrons for the support. I really, really appreciate it for your subscriptions. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Take care and stay safe out there.